Hi everyone. Our presentation is going to be about the brand Chapstick and how we're planning on bringing it back to the top. Our group members are Lakin, Mariah, Sarah, which is me, Jacob, and Emily. I'll be doing the introduction part. So to start off, Chapstick was the first major lip balm brand created in the US. This means that it completely dominated the market all on its own for a while. Since then, many new brands of lip balm have entered the market, creating a lot of competition. Some of these examples over on the left are Burt's Bees, Blistex, Nivea, and more. So our marketing strategy is going to be to create a new campaign for Chapstick, which will remind the newer generations that it's still the best. And hopefully through this, we will gain some new customers and create loyalty with them so that they'll stick with us for a while.
Hey guys, so I'm going to be walking you through a summary of the company's history and overview, their target market, their competitive analysis, and their macro environment. So to start with the history and overview, this product was originally developed in the 1880s by Charles Brown Fleet. The company was bought in 1963 by Pfizer Consumer Healthcare and is still owned by them today. The product brand name Chapstick has become a genericized trademark. This means that any similar products are known to consumers as Chapstick, which can have negative and positive effects for the company. And this product in particular has experienced lasting popularity. It's sold in most convenience stores as well as big box stores like Walmart and Target. As far as their target market goes, their main target market is women in their teens to early 40s. But as we discussed in the summary presentation, they have different product lines that are targeted towards different demographic groups. Moving on to their competitive analysis, they have a lot of direct and indirect competitors, but their main competitor is Burt's Bees. In 2019, Chapstick had a 14.3% dollar sales share in the chapstick industry, while Burt's Bees had a 19.3% dollar sales share. So currently, Burt's Bees is the only competitor who is outdoing Chapstick. And then for their macro environment, economic, legal, and political factors are very unlikely to affect this company. Technological factors usually would only have a positive impact on a company like Chapstick. And as far as social factors go, the only thing that could negatively impact Chapstick is the fact that they have non-reusable plastic packaging for all of their products, which could potentially impact their market share in the future as consumers become more environmentally aware.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'll just be going over a brief overview of our SWOT analysis. So looking at the strengths first, Chapstick has a lot of loyal customers due to their extensive history on the market, as well as multiple product options and different ingredients that cater towards customers' needs, like more moisturizing ingredients or sun protection. Looking at the weaknesses, the company has little differentiation between their competitors, we saw, and then they also have issues in the past with some misleading containers and issues with lawsuits regarding that. So now looking at the opportunities that we saw that the Chapstick brand has is just continuing with the trends and staying up on those to make sure they have a competitive stance on the market, as well as having different partnerships. They have had some in the past with Disney and some Olympic athletes. So maintaining these and adding more to promote their brand more would be very beneficial, as well as just their growth and history and using their loyalty with their customers as a strength to help build more brand loyalty and make them more invested in the company. So finally, looking at the threats that we saw was other companies. So their huge competitors are Burt's Bees and Carmex. And then also just bad reactions. The company has seen different issues with bad reactions with ingredients with chapsticks. So keeping an eye on these, and if those do pop up more in the future, then this could be a big issue for the Chapstick brand.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and for this project, I'm going to be doing the IMC market research aspect as well as the online and social media plan. So according to their website, Chapstick is conducting minimal market research at all. There's no real evidence of them using market research anywhere. The only market research evidence I could find was the Beauty Confessions Lip Quiz. This is basically a survey that users can take and answer some cosmetic like preference questions. And then Chapstick will email them a custom like hydration, like lip balm routine that they'll send to their emails. There's not a lot of substance to the survey, but it does get some insight on their like demographic, like their age and gender. And then it asks like their like highest preference in what they want to see out of a lip balm and like coloration and that sort of thing. So they can definitely gain some insight from this survey on what their consumers are wanting out of their products to make new products or just improve what they already are selling. Chapstick uses third-party agencies to advertise and conduct their market research as well. I was able to find Revolution Digital's website, which is one of those third-party agencies, and they created an ad campaign for Chapstick's Total Hydration line. It stated on their website that while 81% of the Chapstick audience has a skincare routine, only 46% have a lip care routine, which shows that they did some type of survey work in order to figure out this information and figure out how to get more people to add a lip care routine with the Total Hydration marketing plan. Along with their website, Chapstick is really behind the curve on social media. They have a minimal following on all their platforms, and the content is pretty basic and mediocre, just general aesthetic pictures of their products, not a lot of interactive media on there, and not a lot of people engage with their posts at all. They also don't create content for their different platforms. They just use a generic post on their Twitters, like Instagram, Facebook, and they don't try to make different content for different pages. There's not really an incentive to follow more than one of them. I think that Chapstick needs to take a page from their competitor EOS's playbook. EOS is the kind of egg-shaped chapstick that you'll see at Walmart and Walgreens. They were just started like 7 years ago, but now they compete pretty head-to-head with Chapstick in the lip balm market. When EOS started their business, they first of all narrowed in on their target market, and then they were able to ride the influencer wave with like YouTube and like beauty ratings, and they were able to implement product placement and sponsorship among like celebrities that would hit their target market. For example, they used product placement in Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears music videos. They funded Demi Lovato's like US tour, and they hired Taylor Swift as the face of their brand for their Asian market. So in order to improve their market research and their social media following, Chapstick needs to first conduct effective market research and figure out which demographics are on which social media. And then they need to revamp these pages and start to create quality content and tailor content to different platforms in order to hit these different markets. And lastly, I think that they need to research powerful influencers in their target market that they could hire on their team to find good ways to advertise and sell their product. So right here is the ad campaign that Digital Revolution was able to create for Chapstick for their Total Hydration campaign. So they created this simple slogan, exfoliate, enhance, and nourish. And then they just had aesthetically pleasing pictures with this color scheme with that slogan to highlight some of their products that they were selling in this line.
So for IMC and market strategy, first we want to talk about our target market. So we felt like it was very important to target our younger generation. This can include college students, teenagers, preteens, and so forth. If we want our business to remain successful in years to come, we really believe that targeting these kids is the key to the future, and we want to make them feel like they are a priority to us. Next, for sustainability, we live in a time right now where health and wellness is extremely important, and we want our customers to know what is going into the products that they are using and that the ingredients are safe. And next, we never want anyone to feel like we don't have a product for them or that we are lacking in a very important category of health. So we want to make sure that we always have something for everyone. Lastly, we want our products to remain reliable and convenient, and so that's why we have them in their tiny little carriers and like mini versions. And so no matter where you are or what you're doing, you can take Chapstick wherever you may go.
So now I'll be going into the advertising plan that our team came up with that we think Chapstick would really benefit from implementing. And so we divided this into television and radio, as well as social media, which we'll go into more depth later. But looking at television first, we would air a lot of different commercials at high frequency times that would basically showcase young people doing fun activities like hiking or whatever that activity may be that would help attract that younger generation that we're trying to hit right now for the Chapstick brand. And these would kind of showcase that all of these other young people are taking this product with them on all these fun adventures, and it would give the impression that the product is fun to have almost. And then looking at the radio advertisements, these would be very similar to television, but would just have more talking and explain more about what is happening per se in a commercial. And there would be fun music that would really attract people. And we would also use different day parts to help air these, and those would be around high traffic times, such as the morning commute and evening commute, to really hit those people that might have missed the television commercials.
For Chapstick's website and social media plan, there's a lot of changes that they need to make if they want to create effective content. First of all, their website needs a lot of major changes. First of all, they need to make it easier for consumers to do online purchases on their website, especially given the current pandemic. When you go to Chapstick's website, you can look at their entire product line. And once you find the one that you like, you can click on it. And there's no real link to buy it. It just has like third-party websites for retailers such as like Walmart, Walgreens, and Amazon. I think that they need to add a hyperlink within Amazon so people can buy the product from the Amazon or the Walgreens link right then and there instead of having to go to a third-party website, because that just makes them lose motivation to have to work to go buy a tube of chapstick. I also think that they need to improve their store locator to show which products are sold where. So in the event that people want to buy a certain product somewhere, they can figure out what store is carrying it. They need to add more spotlight on their social media presence on their website. It was pretty hard to find their social media pages on their website. It was pretty close to the bottom of the web page with like small typing, and it was just not easy to find. I think that they need to spotlight their social media pages on their website to make it easier for people to go and follow them. Lastly, I think that they need to add their mission statement and some company history information on the website. Chapstick's been around for hundreds of years at this point, and it's pretty much a staple in the lip balm market. I mean, people call lip balm chapstick similar to the way that people call tissues Kleenex. It's just a brand euphemism. So I think that they need to embrace the history of their company, just given the amount of time it's been around in this country and nationwide, and add a mission statement to kind of give a chance for people to engage with their brand. I also believe that their social media is lacking. They need to make a lot of essential changes if they want to effectively market on social media. First of all, they need to do some market research and figure out which demographics are following them on which social media website. And then they need to tailor specific content to these different pages rather than posting just generic, aesthetically pleasing photos that are the same on all of their social media, because at this point, there's no incentive to follow more than one chapstick page online. I think a big marketing tool that they could use is to hire Billie Eilish as the face of their brand. Similar to EOS having like Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato as faces of their company, I think that she really engages with the younger female market that Chapstick is trying to sell to, and they'd be able to make a lot of effective ads with her. I think for starters, they could do a lot of social media and like TV and streaming commercials with her using the product. I think that they could have Billie do like social media takeovers. It's pretty popular with brands these days to have like an influencer or celebrity just take over their Instagram story or Facebook Live for a day, just talk about the product and show them using it and just engage with their fans and show that relationship that they have with their brand. I think another innovative thing that they could do is have Billie Eilish design a chapstick tube. She's already collaborated with a lot of clothing companies such as H&M and Forever 21. I think that it would be pretty easy for them to design like a chapstick tube with like her logo and maybe give her like an exclusive flavor or something to work with. And then they could package that with her brand and name on it to influence her fans and try to get them to buy the product. I think that they need to also ride the influencer wave similar to the way that EOS has done that. I think that they should encourage influencers, whether it's on YouTube, like rating like cosmetic products, or just models on Instagram and social media, to create chapstick related content. And then they need to do a better job in highlighting these posts, because a lot of people when it comes to cosmetics, will click more with real people using the product and giving it their honest opinion rather than just a tailored like created ad with models using the product. It'll show that just the general people are using the product and maybe make them more inclined to buy. Lastly, I think that Chapstick needs to join TikTok and use this influencer content to kind of build their brand on there. TikTok has grown exponentially in the last few years, especially with a younger audience. And a lot of companies realize just the sheer following and user base that TikTok has, but they don't really know how to effectively advertise on there because it's just 10 to 60-second videos similar to Vine. But I think that if they were able to get influencers and just people who appreciate their product to make videos on TikTok using their product and rating it and just giving it that brand spotlight, a lot of people would be able to connect with it, and it definitely reach a big portion of the younger audience.
So as far as our media plan goes, we're going to launch this over the internet, social media, and also TV and music streaming services. So the main part of this is going to be music streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. We're going to play 10 to 30-second commercials in between songs for listeners that don't have a subscription that takes away commercials. So these are mainly going to feature Billie Eilish, which, as Jacob explained in the previous section, Billie Eilish is a very influential music artist right now, and we feel like our target audience is the younger generations, and a lot of them look up to Billie Eilish as a role model. So we really think that if we show her endorsing the Chapstick brand, that our target audience will really get the message a lot clearer and want to do something, or in this case, buy a product that their role model endorses. We're also going to be playing commercials in between TV show episodes on Netflix and Hulu and other TV streaming services. Also featuring Billie Eilish. We really just want to play these commercials as many places as we can in or on platforms that we feel like the younger generations will be on more frequently. We don't think they're going to be reading newspapers that much or listening to the radio. We think they're going to be using streaming apps and services like these. And then the last part to our media plan is going to be social media. We're going to have Billie Eilish make a bunch of videos to post on her personal Instagram account. And then we're also going to use the platform that TikTok influencers have on the app, TikTok. And we're going to ask them to also make some videos to post on their accounts so that we can really reach the biggest amount of our target audience as possible, because we think that Billie Eilish and TikTok influencers are both groups of people that the younger generations really watch a lot on social media. So we think that having those groups of people endorse Chapstick, it will really reach our target audience the best. So the next piece of this is our public relations campaign. And actually what we've discovered is that given the current events going on in the world right now, since more people than ever are staying at home and they have a lot more time to use music and video streaming services and sit around on social media, this is actually the perfect time for all this to happen, since our target market uses social media and video and music streaming services a lot as it is. So now there's just even more exposure for them to see our campaign. So like we said, we're going to have a lot of TikTok influencers endorse the Chapstick brand. And along with this, we're going to be sending PR packages to their house so that they can include these in the videos that they make, and they can show the products in their videos so that it makes it a lot more easy for the target audience to see what these influencers are endorsing. And on top of just the online aspect, we're also going to be putting signs and brochures in stores where Chapstick is sold, since we're going to be doing a contest with a live Billie Eilish Zoom concert. So we're going to have signs in the aisles where Chapstick is, explaining the contest, and then brochures up by the checkout lanes that people can take home that have a lot more information on how to enter the contest, what to do if you win, and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so now we're going to be looking at Chapstick's sustainability and ethics plan. The brand itself does not really have anything about sustainability or ethics widely advertised on their site, but their parent company, Pfizer, has a substantial sustainability and ethics plan. As far as climate change goals, they've already made a lot of headway as far as reducing their greenhouse gas emissions, but one of their climate change goals for 2020 is to reduce their emissions by an additional 20% compared to their 2012 baseline. As far as waste and recycling goes, they want to reduce their waste disposed by 15% compared to their 2000 baseline as well. And they want to improve upon waste and recycling methods that are utilized by the company. Regarding product packaging, They're trying to reduce the materials utilized in their product packaging, as well as maximize the number of products per package. And they also are trying to avoid any toxic materials in their product packaging. They're also working towards a greener workplace. So overall, they're just trying to reduce their environmental impacts and conserve natural resources at their facilities and buildings as much as possible. Regarding preserving and restoring natural resources, overall, they're just trying to reduce their waste footprint. And they also try to keep natural sites that are utilized by the company well maintained and well taken care of. And then moving on to ethics, the company has a 53-page code of ethics that pretty much covers anything that you could think of. It has integrity standards. It looks at compliance with healthcare laws and regulatory requirements. And then they also have a section that's devoted entirely to employees and making sure that they are an equal employment employer, and that they're always keeping occupational health and safety in mind with their practices. So overall, Chapstick and its parent company are doing very well in these areas. The only thing that probably needs work on regarding Chapstick is their product packaging, because like I said before, they have non-reusable, non-recyclable plastic packaging for literally all of their products. So this is something that Pfizer should probably invest research into finding more sustainable product packaging alternatives for this brand and its lines of products.
For our timeline, we recognize that this typically falls under a year, so we broke ours into groups of 2 months. So we're just going to start with the May to June, since that's kind of where we are right now. Typically, college students and other students would be driving home right now, and this is kind of the school's out time period of the year. So we want to have like a fun, upbeat, like let's get ready for summer theme. And we think this is a great time to push radio ads because there will be a lot of car time spent. Next, we have July and August, and obviously everybody's going on vacation. Since it's so nice out, a lot of people are spending time outside. So we think basing our ads around water sports, hiking, these vacations, or even people who are working during the summer, this is also a great time for radio ads because there will be a lot of traveling. Next, we have September through October. This is kind of when fall starts to set in. Everybody's going back to school. So we kind of want like a warmer, more fall theme. And then you can kind of have the schools back in ad-based kind of ideas. And then this is a great time to send e-newsletters just because everybody is kind of back in their emails and on the computer a lot. Next, we have November through December. And this is when it's kind of dry and cold. And for me personally, and I know a lot of other people struggle with this, but this is like my skin and my lips and everything just gets so dry. So we think like really promoting our heavy moisturizing products would be a great time. And then also to appeal to the emotion of comfort, we could have like families and warm indoor time in our advertisements as well. Next, we have January to February. This is kind of when everybody's doing the new year, new me thing. And so obviously like health and self-care is huge right now. So that comes down to like prepping your skin, prepping your body. And so we think this is a great time to show our different like hydration products and all the lines that we offer to just be that best version of yourself. And lastly, we have March through April. And this is when kids are going on spring break and everybody's kind of getting the idea of summer and excited for it. So we think just had that kind of theme running throughout our ads. And of course, with spring break, there's going to be a lot of travel. So we think it's a great time for more radio ads. So with our budget, we think around $387,000 goes to marketing each year. This would break it down to about $32,250 a month, and 95% of this goes directly towards digital marketing. So that comes out to about $30,638, and then that extra 5% you can just kind of use to pick up slack, and that comes out to about $1,600. So I'll just give you the breakdown quick of how we divide up this 95%. So about 53% goes directly to social media marketing. This can include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Next, 13% goes to over the tops. That's like Netflix, Hulu, Roku, and so forth. 27% goes to digital shopper marketing initiatives. And this is taking your shoppers, looking at their demographics and their shopping habits, and then basing your marketing strategies off of that. And lastly, 7% goes to experimental platforms, and that gives us about $2,000 to try out new strategies such as TikTok. We also wanted to keep in account our monthly savings, and so our marketing company puts $250 to the side each month for bigger events such as holidays or the Super Bowl and so on. Okay, so for our IMC plan evaluation, we wanted a very clear-cut visual to see where we are being successful and where we're lacking when it comes to our plans. So we divided it into our 5 plans: advertising, online social media, general media, public relations campaign, and sustainability and ethics. So first we want to look at the test period and dates. So for example, under the sustainability and ethics, we recognize that we need to check this out every 3 months. And so the next time we need to look at this particular category is in the end of July. Next, for strategies, under online and social media, it just says that we are going to be targeting people on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and so forth. Our testing methods, if you look under the general media column, we're going to look at which platform provides the highest number of consumer traffic and then really put our focus and attention on that particular platform. For the appraisal, this is basically just what we're going to do about it now. So for under our public relations campaign, rather than having different types of distributions, we're really going to focus on the ones that are the most successful, and we're going to put, like I said before, just more time and effort into the ones that are bringing us in the most customer traffic as well. And then the return on investment, it runs on a scale from 1 to 10, which is basically just a success scale. So for our advertising plan right now, we have very positive feedback in that area. So we've given ourselves an 8, and you can base that off of numerical statistics.
So the advertising and online media plan that our group has developed for our campaign is going to be mainly centered around social media advertisements and commercials during streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu. These advertisements are going to look a little different depending on the platform they're on. So the social media ads are going to be pictures that are displayed between posts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the commercials are going to be around 30 seconds long, and we'll play them between TV show episodes on streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. We don't want to focus on print ads that much since our target market is younger generations, and we don't think that they're going to spend as much time reading a newspaper as they will on social media and watching TV on streaming services. These advertisements are going to feature adventurous people having fun outside. Some examples of these are on the right, there's a woman canoeing, there's a group of friends climbing down a mountain together. We really just want to connect the idea of having fun, being with your friends, being adventurous with the Chapstick brand. The general idea of this marketing strategy is to create a new brand image for the Chapstick brand that makes it seem fun and exciting, and it'll make younger generations want to buy it. So in conclusion, the idea that we really want to get across to our audience is that Chapstick may be an older brand, but it's still popular and it's still the #1 lip balm brand on the market. We believe that through creating a new brand image with our marketing campaign, we can attract younger customers and keep them loyal. We really just want to get the idea across that Chapstick is for everybody. Here's a list of the references that we used. Thank you guys so much for watching our presentation. Please email any of us if you have any questions.